Canto 2, Chapter 7, 21st verse. Dhanvantarischha Bhagavan Swayameva Kirtir Namna Nuram Pururujam Vijashu Hanti Yagye cha Bhagamamruta Yuravavarundha Ayushya Veda Manushasthyavatiriya Loke. Dhanvantari, the incarnation of God named Dhanvantari, and Bhagavan, the personality of God, Swayameva, personally himself, Kirti, fame personified, Namna, by the name, Ruram, Ururujam, of the disease living entities, Urujaha, diseases, Ashu, very soon, Anti, cures, Yagya, in the sacrifice, Cha also, Bhagam, share, Amrita, nectar, Ayu, duration of life, Ava, from, Avarunde, obtains, Ayushya, of duration of life, Vedam, knowledge, Anushasti, directs, Avatirya, incarnating, Loke, in the universe. So Lord appeared as Dhanvantari to cure people. Rujaha means diseases. Lulam, Pururujam, of the disease living entities. So he gave a quick treatment for curing the diseases. You see, Ayurveda cures from the root. It is not just curing from the top, it cures from the root. And in this way, simply by his name personified, and only because of him do the demigods achieve long lives. So duration of life is increased by taking the medicine given by Dhanvantari. Dhanvantari has given Ayurveda. Thus the personality of Godhead becomes ever glorified. He also exacted a share from the sacrifices. So what did he do? He took the share of the sacrifice. He took it. And it is he only who inaugurated the medicinal science or the knowledge of medicine in the universe. So whole knowledge comes from Krishna. So tell me, Ayurveda will have tamas? Now, the latest trend is, in the Ayurveda put, take garlic, it is good for health. How can Krishna tell this? Krishna never encourages any tamasic food. So these all things which comes in the Google, just give a stop to it. Don't read such useless things. Dhanvantari has come to increase our life. Nowadays, whatever they are adding up in the name of Ayurveda, take onion, take garlic. Ayurveda never encourages onion and garlic because it has been given by Krishna himself as Dhanvantari. Whoever takes pure Ayurveda, they will advance in their life also. Their life increases. Their Ayu increases. First, we have to have faith in the on to Lord who has given us this medicine. That is why the doctors first should worship Dhanvantari. Then he is a true Vaidya. If he doesn't have Dhanvantari in his dispensary, he is not an Ayurvedic doctor. Ayurveda comes from Lord Dhanvantari, who is incarnation of Krishna himself. It is not a modern science. It is so many. When the churning of the ocean happens, that time Dhanvantari appears. It came from Satyuga itself. Dhanvantari appeared at the time of Satyuga. Okay, Raksha, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Shloka 21. Dhanvantarischa Bhagavan Swayameva Kirti Namnam Nrunam Pururujam Rajayashu Hanti Yagne cha Bhagamam Mrutayuravavarunda Ayushya Veda Manushastaya Loke. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. As stated in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, everything emanates from the ultimate source of the personality of Godhead. It is therefore understood in this verse that medical science or knowledge in medicine was also inaugurated by the personality of Godhead in his incarnation of Dhanvantari. And thus the knowledge is recorded in the Veda. The Vedas are the source of all knowledge. And thus knowledge in medical science is also there for the perfect cure of the disease of the living entity. The embodied living entity is diseased by the very construction of this body. The body is a symbol of disease. The disease may differ from one variety to another, but disease must be there just as there is a birth and death for everyone. So, by the grace of the personality of Godhead, not only the disease of the body and mind cured, but also the soul is relieved of the constant repetition of the birth and death. The name of the Lord is also called Bhav Shuddhi, or the source of curing the disease of
Bhava
Bhava
Aushadhi.
Aushadhi. Bhava Aushadhi, or the source of curing the disease of material existence. Hare
So
Krishna.
what does Lord give? The Lord is not just giving the medicine for the body. This is a medicine for the soul also. One has to worship Lord. Without worshipping Lord, even Ayurveda will never be effective. It is not that people go, stand, take Ayurveda, get cured. They may be curing their body, but Bhava Aushadhi, even to cure the disease of this material world, hearing about Lord is very important. Hearing the glories of Lord. Nivritta tarshe rupagiyamanat Bhava Aushadat Shutra Manobhiramat Ka Uttama Shloka Gulanuvadat Uman Virajyeta Vina Pashugnat. We have this word where Bhava Aushadat has been given. So Bhava Aushadhi, Nivritta tarshe rupagiyamanat. You always hear about Krishna, automatically Bhava Aushadhi will go away. And to cure the body, he comes and gives, Lord himself comes and gives Aushadhi. Kshatram Kshayaya Vidinopabhrutam Mahatma Brahmadruk Uchchitapatham Narakarti Lipsu Udhyantasava Avanikantakam Ugraviryas Trisaptakritva Urudhara Parashwadhena. Kshatram, the royal order, Shayaya, for the sake of diminishing, Vidhina, by destination, Upabhritam, increased in proportion, Mahatma, the Lord in the form of the great sage Parashuram, Brahmadruk, the ultimate truth in Brahman, Uchchitapatham, those who have given up the path of the absolute truth, Naraka Arti Lipsu, desirous to suffer pain in hell, Uddhanti, exacts, also all those Avanikantakam, horns of the world, Ugravirya, awfully powerful. Three saptaha, thrice 7 times, that is 21 times. Krutvaha, performed. Urudhara, very sharp. Parashwadhenaha, by the great chopper. So the Kshatriyas, when they were ruling, the administrators, they were the ruling administrators. They were known as Kshatriyas. But these Kshatriyas, they went away from Dharma, astray from the path of absolute truth. They went away from Dharma. Uchchita patham. Uchchita means given up the real path. So what happened? Naraka arti lipsu. So they should suffer in hell. Those who give up their path of devotional service, they are desirous. They are going to suffer in hell. So the Lord in his incarnation as Parashuram, Mahatma has been given, Parashuram, uprooted those unwanted kings and who appeared as the thorns of the earth. Thus he thrice 7 times uprooted the Kshatriyas with his keenly sharpened chopper. 21 times he traveled whole earthly planet and just killed all the Kshatriyas. The condition was if you are married in that year, you will not be killed. So he was indiscriminately killing all the Kshatriyas. So Dasharatha, what he was doing, he was again getting married. That is why Dasharatha has more than 300 wives. Important 3 queens have been given. But he has more than 250 to 300 queens because he had to marry because then Parashuram will not kill him. So that was the condition. Parashuram, wherever he went, he established Lord's temple. That is when Prabhupada, one of the books in Prabhupada says that the churches which are there, they actually have the sun, Parashuram symbols. The Shikhar has a symbol. Afterwards, it is converted to church. But that were all Parashuram Kshetra only. Everything is Parashuram Kshetra. Parashuram established the temples. Okay. Now some may say that it all happened in Satyuga. How is it same building is remaining? Like many times this question comes to the devotees. In Satyuga, the height of the people, that naturally the height of the things also will be how many times? 1,000 times more? 1,000 times more? How is it that the present church is the same Parashuram made temple? Like you go in the temple, going in any temple, they have a model kept, a miniature model. That miniature model is expanded by a human and showed this is our temple. But miniature model is first created. So in Kali Yuga, whatever is there is a miniature model of whatever is there in Satyuga. So we should understand it very nicely. So that all doubts we should not have. When Krishna wants, Krishna can expand in Satyuga. When Krishna doesn't want, Krishna can lower it also. Okay. How we went to Yatra, many had this doubt. I used to say this temple is made in Satyuga, question mark immediately. I showed, see in Meenakshi temple, many of the temples, they had a miniature one. I said, what is this then? You cannot reject this is not a temple. It is also a model of the temple, isn't it? Okay. Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 22. Shatram Shayaya Vidinopabhritam Mahatma Brahmadrugujjita Patam Narakarti Lipsu Udyantya Savavanikantakam Gravirya Trisaptakritvaurudhara Parashvadhena. Purport, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The Kshatriyas or the ruling administrators of any part of the universe, either on this planet or on the other planets, are factually the representatives of the Almighty Personality of Godhead, and they are meant to lead the subjects towards the path of God realization. Every state and its administrators, regardless of the nature of the administration, monarchy or democracy, oligarchy or dictatorship or autocracy, have the prime responsibility to lead the citizens towards God realization. This is essential for all human beings, and it is a duty of the Father, spiritual master, and ultimately the state to take up the responsibility of leading the citizens towards this end. The whole creation of material existence is made for this purpose, just to give a chance to the fallen souls who rebelled against the will of the Supreme Father and thus became conditioned by material nature. The force of material nature gradually leads one to a hellish condition of perpetual pains and miseries. Those going against the prescribed rules and regulations of conditional life are called Brahmojhita Patas, or persons going against the path of the absolute truth, and they are liable to be punished. Lord Parashurama, the incarnation of the personality of Godhead, appeared in such a state of worldly affairs and killed all miscreant kings 21 times. Many Kshatriya kings fled from India to other parts of the world at that time. And according to the authority of the Mahabharata, the kings of Egypt originally migrated from India because of Parashurama's program of chastisement. The kings or administrators are similarly chastised in all circumstances whenever they become godless and plan a godless civilization. This is the order of the Almighty. Hare Krishna.
Now next three verses 23, 24 and 25 speaks about Rama. Jai Shri Ram. Today we had Ratha of Rama. It is now moved everywhere. It came in our temple. Ratha. We have Ram Darbar Rath Yatra on 21st. 22nd is opening. So I think Aruna should put in the group Ram those photos along. Chakram chatikshvahitam दशसु स्वतेजो मन्मन्तरेषु मनवंशधरो बिभर्ति दुष्टेषु राजसुदमं व्यदधात स्वकीर्ति सत्ये त्रिपृष्ठौषधि हृदयंश्चरित्रैः चक्रं च दिक्ष्वविहितं.
23rd.
Yes,
That's only I'm
Mataji.
thinking why this is a very Manavantari came. That only I'm also thinking.
23.
Yeah, 23. Nicely, I'm reading 20th. 23, 24, and 25. Okay. Asat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha ikshvakuvamsha avatirya guror nideshe tishtan vanam sadayitanuja avivesha yasmin virudhya dashakandhararti marchat. Vasmat, unto us, beginning from Brahma down to insignificant ant. Prasada, causeless mercy. Sumukha, so inclined. Kalaya, with his plenary extensions. Kalesha, the lord of all potencies. Ikshvaku, the dynasty of the sun, Maharaj Ikshvaku. Vamshe family, Avatirya, by descending in. Guru, of the father or spiritual master. Nideshe, under the order of. Tishtan, being situated in Vanam, in the forest. Sadaita Anujaha, along with his wife and younger brother. Avivesha entered, Yasmin, unto whom. Virudhya, being rebellious. Dashakandhara, Ravana, who had 10 heads. Artim, great distress. Archat, achieved. So Lord appeared in the family of Ikshvaku, Maharaj Ikshvaku, as the Lord of his internal potency. Lord of his internal potency, Sita. So Sita is his internal potency. And Lord gave his causeless mercy to everyone. Right from Brahma, Asmad, Prasad. Right from Brahma to us, Lord has given his causeless mercy. He entered the forest and lived there for many years. Vanam Tishtan. He lived there for many years with his wife and younger brother. Ravana, who was very materially powerful, with 10 heads on his shoulders, committed a great offense against him. And that is why he was completely vanquished. So what is it great offense what he has done? He has taken away Sita. Many of the posters now I'm seeing, it is only Ram there. You cannot remove Sita from Ram. If you have to put the poster, you have to put the poster of Ram, Sita. Rama appears along with his internal potency. If you remove the internal potency and only place Rama, that is also wrong. If you remove Ram and only place Sita, that is also wrong. Both of them have to be placed together. Because here very clearly it has been given, Lord appears along with his internal potency. Lord never appears alone. Lord and his internal potency, they come together. Like you love Krishna, you don't love Radharani. If you love Radharani, you don't love Krishna. Both doesn't work. Okay. Vindhani Ramataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Asmat prasada sumukha kalaya kalesha ikshvaku vamsha avatirya guru nideshe tishtan vanam sa daita anuja avishesha yasmin virudhya dashakandra artim achata. Due to his causeless mercy upon all living entities within the universe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, along with his plenary extensions, appeared in the family of Maharaj Ikshvaku as the lord of his internal potency, Sita. Under the order of his father, Maharaj Dashrath, he entered the forest and lived there for considerable years with his wife and younger brother. Ravan, who was very materially powerful with 10 heads on his shoulders, committed a great offense against him and was thus ultimately vanquished. Purport by
Okay,
Srila
one minute.
Yes, Mataji.
So Smriti say, Narsimha Rama Krishneshu Shalgunya Paripuritam. So Narsimha, Rama, Krishna, they all have all the Shadgunyam, all the 16 qualities in full. Padma Puran speaks about it. Now, when Lord appears as Kalesha, when you say Kalesha means Lord of parts, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. 4 Purushartha has been depicted by Rama, by he appearing in as Lakshmana also, Bharata also, and Shatrughna also. All 4 are coming in the Purushartha. Rama comes as the personification of Dharma. To protect the Dharma, you should have Artha. If you don't have Artha, what you will protect? Samarthya. Artha means Samarthya. So Lakshmana, Lakshmi Sampannaha. Lakshmana indicates Artha. Then you have Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Bharata refers to Moksha. Mukti hitva anyata rupam swarupena vivastitihi. Jivera swarupo hoy Krishna nityadas. So Bharata never forgot his eternal servitorship. He is always serving Lord. That is why he is the emblem of Moksha. And Kama means desire. Desire to serve the servants of the Lord. To desire to serve Bharata is there in Shatrughna. That is why Kama's personification, Shatrughna is the personification of Kama. So 4 Purushartha has been nicely shown by Ram, by Lord giving a big pot to Dashratha. Dashratha dividing that pot unto all his queens. Kaushalya gets 50%. 50% has been made into half-half. How can he give Kaikai? Then both queens become equal then. So Sumitra gets from that half, that is 3/4, what do you call? 1/4. No, what do you call? Half ka half, 1/4.
1/4.
That 1/4 has been again divided. That half has been given to Sumitra. Kaikai gets 1/8. 1/8. So 3/8 has been got by Sumitra. That is how Sumitra begets 2 children. That is
Shatrughna.
Lakshmana and Shatrughna.
Shatrughna.
When Lakshmana and Shatrughna is born, both of them are crying, and there all the children there also they are crying in their mother's place. That is, Rama is also crying, Bharata is also crying. Yes, Sumitra is not able to handle 2 children; both are crying. So before the sons were born, Dashratha was in anxiety. After they are born, also he is in anxiety. Why the children are not stopping? So in Ramayana it is said everything is actually, the whole world is actually in anxiety only. When you get the children also, you are in anxiety. When you don't have also, you are in anxiety. So now she takes the 2 children. As soon as Lakshmana enters Kaushalya's room, Rama and Lakshmana, they meet together. Dharma and Artha met together. Here when Shatrughna is taken to Kaikai's room, Shatrughna and Bharata. That is why when you say Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna. But if you see their birth, Ram appears on Navami. Dashami morning, Bharata appears. It should be Ram, Bharat, Lakshman, Shatrughna. No. That is why it's Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughna. Bharata and Shatrughna are taken together, Kama and Moksha are taken together. If you really want Mukti, your desire should be to serve the servants of Lord. Not even directly Lord. Shatrughna did not serve Lord directly. Shatrughna served Bharata. That is why Shatrughna is, Lord says, Shatrughna has more higher post than even Lakshmana. Lakshmana could serve Lord directly, but Shatrughna served Bharata directly. How much Bharata did the tapasya, that much Shatrughna did the tapasya. So Ramayana speaks glories of Shatrughna more. Like Ramayana speaks the sacrifice of Urmila more than even Sita. For Sita to do a sacrifice, it's not a big thing. Go behind Rama. She did her Artika Dharma also, Paramartika Dharma also. Urmila did not go along with Lakshmana, but stayed back in the forest and did all the austerities which Lakshmana did. She followed her Paramarthika Dharma. She gave up her Arthika Dharma. Arthika Dharma is to go behind the husband. If she would have gone up behind the husband, then Lakshmana's attention would have not been focused to Rama. Little bit he has to divert to his wife also. So just see the sacrifice which is done by Urmila. The same way, Sumitra's glories are sung than even Kaushalya. Sumitra, when she says a verse to Lakshmana, that is considered to be the topmost verse in Ramayana. She says to Lakshmana, go soon. Don't delay. When Lakshmana goes to tell her, intimate that I'm going to go to forest, she did not cry, oh, you should not go. She said, you go fast. Consider Ayodhya as, consider the forest as Ayodhya. Consider Ram as your father. Consider Sita as your mother. So this is the topmost verse of Ramayana. So Ramayana has a depth. Generally we think, okay, we'll glorify Rama, we'll glorify Sita, we'll glorify Kausalya. But here the glorification of Sumitra, glorification of Shatrughna, glorification of Urmila has been done very nicely in Valmiki Ramayana. Even in Tulsidas Krita Ramayana also glorification has been done. Okay. So that is why it is here Kalesha in parts, but Lord appeared in parts. But still Lord is Shadgunyaha Paripuritam. It is not that Lord divided himself. No, he is the Lord who is full in himself. Okay? Yeah. Read.
Purport. Lord Ram is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and his brothers, namely Bharat, Lakshman, and Shatrughan, are his plenary expansions. All four brothers are Vishnu Tattva and were never ordinary human beings. There are many unscrupulous and ignorant commentators on Ramayana who present the younger brothers of Lord Ramchandra as ordinary living entities. But here, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the most authentic scripture on the science of Godhead, it is clearly stated that his brothers were his plenary expansions. Originally, Lord Ramachandra is the incarnation of Vasudev, Lakshman is the incarnation of Sankarshan, Bharat is the incarnation of Pradyumna, and Shatrughna is the incarnation of Aniruddha, expansions of the personality of Godhead. Lakshmiji Sita is the internal potency of the Lord and is neither an ordinary woman nor the external potency incarnation of Durga. Durga is the external potency of the Lord, and she is associated with Lord Shiva. As stated in the Bhagavad Gita 4.7, the Lord appears when there are discrepancies in the discharge of factual religion. Lord Ramachandra, who also appeared under the same circumstances, accompanied by his brothers, who are expansions of the Lord's internal potency, and by Lakshmiji Sita Devi. Lord Ramchandra was ordered by his father, Maharaj Dashrath, to leave home for the forest under awkward circumstances, and the Lord, as the ideal son of his father, carried out the order, even on the occasion of his being declared the king of Ayodhya. One of his younger brothers, Lakshmanji, desired to go with him, and so also his eternal wife, Sitaji, desired to go with him. The Lord agreed to both of them, and all together they entered the Dandakaranya forest to live there for 14 years. During the stay in the forest, there was some quarrel between Ramachandra and Ravan, and the latter kidnapped the Lord's wife Sita. The quarrel ended in the vanquishing of the greatly powerful Ravan, along with all his kingdom and family. Sita is Lakshmiji, or the goddess of fortune, but she is never to be enjoyed by any living being. She is meant for being worshipped by the living being along with her husband Sri Ramchandra. A materialistic man like Ravana does not understand this great truth, but on the contrary, he wants to snatch Sita Devi from the custody of Ram, and thus incurs great miseries. The materialists who are after opulence and material prosperity may take lessons from the Ramayana that the policy of exploiting the nature of the Lord without acknowledging the supremacy of the Lord, of the Supreme Lord, is the policy of Ravana. Ravana was very advanced materially, so much so that he turned his kingdom Lanka into pure gold or full material wealth. But because he did not recognize the supremacy of Lord Ramachandra and defied him by stealing his wife Sita, Ravana was killed, and all his opulence and power was destroyed. Lord Ramchandra is a full incarnation with 6 opulences in full, and he is therefore mentioned in this verse as Kaleshaha, or master of all opulence. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
So when Sita was separated, at the time Lord Ram cries and searches. Durgaji thinks, is he really Lord? Why is he crying? Crying like a human? Because it's depicting that a husband should cry when the wife has gone. Nowadays, husband laugh, smile. They are very happy. But real husband is who loves the wife so much and cries for her. And so he shows that he is depicting like a human. So Durgaji has a doubt. So what she does is she appears like Sita to test Rama. She walks ahead. And Prabhu Ram knows everything. Prabhu Ram just folds his hand and says, "Oh mother, please bestow me the mercy." She immediately understood, I cannot fool Rama. And this all happens at Tulja Bhavani. Tulja Bhavani, there's a nice place, Tulja Bhavani. Tulja Bhavani appears as Sita to test Rama. Yeah. Yasma adad udadhir udha bhayanga vepo margam sapadyari puram haravadhi daksho dure suhanmati tarosha sushona drishtya tatapyamanamakaru ragana tatapyamana makaroraga nakrachakraha yasma adad udadhir udha bhayangavepo margam sapadyaripuram haravati daksho dure suhanmati darosha sushona drishtya tatapyamana makaroraga nakrachakra. Yasmai, unto whom Adad gave Udadhi, the great ocean, the great Indian Ocean, Udabhaya, affected by fear, Angavepaha, bodily trembling, Margam, way, Sapadi, quickly, Aripuram, the city of the enemy, Haravat, like that of Hara, Mahadev, Didaksho, desiring to burn to ashes, Dure, at a long distance, Suhat, intimate friend, Mathita, being aggrieved by, Rosha, in anger, Sushona, red hot, Drishya, by such a glance, Tatapyamana, burning in heat, Makara sharks, Uraga snakes, Nakra crocodiles, Chakra serpents. So this Leela happens at Tirupalani, one of the Dividation, Tirupalani at Rameshwaram. That is in between Madurai to Rameshwaram, Setukarai. So Tirupalani is the place where Lord sleeps on Darbha for 3 days, waiting for the ocean to give the way. Ocean, when it does not give the way, the Lord takes his bow, fixes the arrow to kill the ocean god. Samudra Devata appears, trembling, is appearing. At the time, Lord forgives him, but Lord says, what to do about this arrow then? Because once the arrow is fixed in the bow of Rama, it has to go. You cannot again put it in the quiver. So then Lord shoots the arrow. It goes and falls at Marwad. That is in Rajasthan. That is why that place is fertile. In Rajasthan, if you see, the place of Marwad is very fertile. There you have water. Whole place will be desert, but that place is very fertile. Because Lord Ram's arrow falls in Mewad. And in this way, he is now worried about getting Sita. On top of that, Samudra Devata is not listening. The entire Samudra Devata had to appear, gave way, and in this way, the aquatics like sharks, snakes, crocodiles, they were already burnt by the heat of the angry red hot eyes of the Lord. Tirupalani. This is the place. Adi Jagannath. You have 3 Jagannath in the whole of the universe. Tirupalani is Adi Jagannath temple. That is a place where Prabhu Dashratha did a lot of tapasya to get Rama. Tirupalani is the place where Prabhu Ram has Sandana Gopala. Sandana Gopala is a baby form of Krishna. He worshipped the baby form of Krishna to get Rama. That is a place where Adi Jagannath, Lord is known as Adi Jagannath. Then you have Madhya Jagannath, Anta Jagannath. Srirangapatnam is Madhya Jagannath. Anta Jagannath is Jagannath Puri. So Lord is Jagannath. Then you have Pattabhishekam Rama. Tirupalani is the place. You have Darbashayana temple. Beautiful place. Just now we had gone there. Very beautiful place. Darbashayana Rama. Pattabhishekam Rama. There is a place where, again, when Lord is returning, Vibhishana wanted to see the coronation Rupa of Krishna. So Pattabhishekam of Rama is first done at Tirupalani. Because Vibhishana told, I want to see how we will do a Pattabhishekam. All the people over there, they wanted to do Pattabhishekam of Rama. So go and do it in Ayodhya, that is later. But now we will do for you. So those are the wonderful places. Okay. Aruna, read.
Hare Krishna, text 24. Yasma adhadutidharuda bhayanga vepo margam sapathyaripuram haravaddi daksho dure suhranmatitaro shasushona drishtya tatapyamanamakaro raganakrachakraha. Translation: the personality of Godhead Ramchandra, being aggrieved for his distant inmate and friend Sita, glanced over the city of the enemy Ravana with red hot eyes like those of Hara, who wanted to burn the kingdom of heaven. The great ocean, trembling in fear, gave him his way because its family members, the aquatics like sharks, snakes, and crocodiles, were being burnt by the heat of the angry red hot eyes of the Lord. Purport: Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. The personality of Godhead has every sentiment of a sentient being, like all other living beings, because he is the chief and the original living entity, the supreme source of all other living beings. He is the Nitya, or the chief eternal amongst all other eternals. He is the chief one, and all others are the dependent many. The many eternals are supported by the one eternal, and thus both eternals are qualitatively one. Due to such oneness, both the eternals constitutionally have a complete range of sentiments. But the difference is that the sentiments of the chief eternal are different in quantity from the sentiments of the dependent eternals. When Ramchandra was angry and showed his red hot eyes, the whole ocean became heated with that energy, so much so that the aquatics within the great ocean felt the heat, and the personified ocean trembled in fear and offered the Lord an easy path for reaching the enemy's city. The impersonalists will see havoc in this red hot sentiment of the Lord, because they want to see negation in perfection. Because the Lord is absolute, the impersonalists imagine that in the absolute, the sentiment of anger, which resembles mundane sentiments, must be conspicuous by absence. Due to a poor fund of knowledge, they do not realize that the sentiment of the absolute person is transcendental to all mundane concepts of quality and quantity. Had Lord Ramchandra's sentiment been of mundane origin, how could it disturb the whole ocean and its inhabitants? Can any mundane red hot eye generate heat in the great ocean? These are factors to be distinguished in terms of the personal and impersonal conceptions of the absolute truth. As it is said in the beginning of the Srimad Bhagavatam, the absolute truth is the source of everything. So the absolute person cannot be devoid of the sentiments that are reflected in the temporary mundane world. Rather, the different sentiments found in the absolute, either in anger or in mercy, have the same qualitative influence, or in other words, there is no mundane difference of value because these sentiments are all on the absolute plane. Such sentiments are definitely not absent in the absolute, as the impersonalists think, making their mundane estimation of the transcendental world. Hare Krishna.
वक्षस्थलस्पर्शरुग्नमहेन्द्रवाह Okay. दन्तैर्विडम्बित ककुब् ककुब्जुष ऊढहासं सद्योऽसुभिः सह विनेष्यति दारहर्तुर्विस्फुर्तितैर्धनुष उच्चरतोऽधिसैन्ये वक्षस्थल स्पर्शः रुग्ण महा इंद्रः. So Maha Indra is Indra. Vaha, conveyor. Dantahi, by the trunk. The trunk of the elephant which carried the king of heaven, Indra, broke in pieces when Ravana was engaged in the battle. Having collided with the chest of Ravana, and the scattered broken parts illuminated all directions. So Ravana, what happened? He was overtaken with pride, Udahasam. He felt proud of his prowess and began to loiter in the midst of the fighting soldiers, thinking himself conqueror of all the directions. Kakupchushuhu. So in all the directions it illuminated. So he thought that I am the greatest person. But his laughter, overtaken by joy, along with his very air of life, suddenly ceased with the tingling sound of the bow of Ramchandra, the personality of God. So Vinashyati, he was killed. Darahartuhu, one who kidnapped the wife, is also known as Darahartu. Visfurchitaha, by the tingling of the bow. Dhanushaha, bow. Ucharataha, strolling fast. Udhishainya, in the midst of the fighting soldiers of both the sides. In this way, Lord killed Ravana, who had the pride of killing the elephant of Indra. That's because he killed the trunk of the elephant which carried was broken in pieces just because it came in touch with Ravana. He thought that I am the greatest person. So Krishna can never tolerate pride. Pride, enviousness is automatically annihilated by Krishna. Okay, Raksha, read. The last verse will do. Because
Hare Krishna,
26th will do. Because it's again a big purpose. Yeah.
Okay, Mother. Sloka 25. Vakshah sthalasparsha rukna mahendra vaha dante vidambita kakubjasu rudhasam tatyo subhi sah vineshyati darhartu vispurjite dhanusha uccarato senne. When Ravan was engaged in the battle, the trunk of the elephant which carried the king of heaven, Indra, broke in pieces. Having collided with the chest of Ravan and the scattered broken parts illuminated all directions, Ravan therefore felt proud of his prowess and began to loiter in the midst of the fighting soldiers, thinking himself the conqueror of all directions. But his laughter, overtaken by joy, along with his very air of life, suddenly ceased with the tingling sound of the bow of Ramchandra, the personality of Godhead. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai ho. However powerful a living being may be, when he is condemned by God, no one can save him. And similarly, however weak one may be, if he is protected by the Lord, no one can inherit him. Hare Krishna, Mother.
Kaku Jaya Rudham Hasam. Kaku Jaya Rudham Hasam. Kaku Jushaha, all directions thus being served, Uda Hasam, overtaken by laughter. Here Baldev Bhushan writes another meaning. There is another version with Kaku Jaya Rudham Hasam, pride which increased his victory in all directions. He thought that he is becoming victorious in all directions. He had that pride that I am victorious. But Rama removed that pride. Ravana thought there is no one equal to me. But along with his life here, Lord removed this thought also. When Lord killed him, he killed his pride also. That is the most wonderful thing. It's not just killing. Killed the thought process that I am the Supreme. So when Lord shows mercy, this is the most merciful thing. Lord removes the pride also. It's not just killing, removing the pride. So Man Buddhi Ahankar is also touched by Lord. It is not just the gross body. What killing happens in this material world between two armies or whatever it is, they don't remove the Man Buddhi Ahankar. They only kill the gross body. But when Lord kills, he kills the subtle body also. That is why he can go back home, back to God. That is how he is delivered. When we say delivered, generally we tell, oh Ram Rajya Sthapana Karna. Then you should become like Lord Ram. You have to kill the pride also. Man Buddhi Ahankar has also to be touched. It is not the gross body. Ram did not kill Ravana. Ram killed Ravana wholly, his gross body, subtle body also. It is not just Ravana. It is also the pride, the contamination, the 6 vices. Everything has been removed by Lord Ram. So when we pray to Lord, oh Lord, protect us, the first thing we have to pray, Lord, remove my all 6 vices. Only you can do that. To Prabhu Ram, what we have to pray? That Ravana is there within us also. You remove all our vices. Okay, only Lord Ram can do that. Very nicely it has been given here. The pride also was removed completely. Okay. So next we'll do Tuesday. We'll do slowly. It's not a hurry. Any questions you can ask? Yeah.
Mataji, just now you were talking about like how in the subtle way also their like grossness is like whatever their faults are, they are gone. Then we see that when Sugriv and Bali is there, Shriramji kills Bali. Then still Bali has doubts. Why that doubt is not gone from him?
Vali was killed by Prabhu Ram, right?
Yes.
Lord has to increase that Leela, na? But still Krishna Leela, the same Vali comes with a challenging mood, appears like an hunter. So Lord also wants to show that nobody can go away from his karmic reactions. Any Lord, for Lord, there is no karma. There is no reaction also. But still Lord gives an opportunity. Because Vali felt bad when Lord shot the arrow from behind, which is actually against the Kshatriya principles. You have to give a warning to the person, opponent. No warning is given. For Lord, there is no rules and regulations again.
Yes.
Lord is beyond rules and regulations. That Lord proved. At the same time, when he has gone away from the Kshatriya principles, then Lord Bhauma Leela, again, for the Bhauma Leela, Lord says, okay, I'll give you a chance. So that challenging and that retaliating attitude is still there. So Vali is not completely freed from that retaliating attitude. Lord could have removed that, did not remove intentionally.
His desire.
Hmm.
Then Mataji, second question is
That is why 1 minute. That is why deliverance of Vali is not given. Killed Vali is only there.
Yes, yes.
See, when the word deliverance is there, we should understand delivered. यहाँ से निकल के चले गए.
Yes.
There's a lot of difference between delivered and killed.
Yeah, it's always killing of body. Mataji's second question is, like, material world is characterized by birth, death, old age, and disease. Then why should Lord Ram why should the Lord come as Dhanvantari to mitigate the diseases? Because anyhow it has to be there.
If you have disease, then how can you pray Krishna? Your body is not healthy. How will you pray? The body is an instrument. The body has to be protected. So Lord appears to give the cure for the body. At the same time, Bhava Ushadi also. Yeah,
Then why should he keep it only, Mataji? Why should disease only be there?
The disease is there for the ones who are. Disease is also there. Our karmas only. Karmas take the form of disease. Cure is Krishna's mercy.
Oh,
disease is our
yes.
karma. Disease takes the karma takes the form of disease. If my stomach is paining, that is my karma. If I get solution, that is mercy.
Very good. Yes. Yes, it's very beautiful. And Mataji, third question is, many places they will say that the 10 heads of Ravana, they are just symbolic. In reality, it's not there. But everywhere we don't see, means I have not come across this kind of symbolic thing. What is truth?
The people have just manipulated so many things from Ramayana. 10-headed with Dashagira. Listen, Dashagira. It is there, 10-headed Ravana. He can manifest. Not necessarily always he has to sleep with the 10 heads. Demons have that potency to manifest.
Yes.
So he can manifest. But when Hanuman saw him, he did not see him as 10-headed Ravana. He saw a wonderful personality. So they have that mystic powers of manifesting the 10 heads.
Yeah, in Jayadevji's prayer also it's there. Dashamukha.
Dashamukha.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Aruna put everything in Tuesday group. So, Hare Krishna.